We need to talk about Rick Chow. In 2023, he shot a 14-year-old black boy, Cyrus Carmick Belton. He had shot at 2 people prior to this. And I need the Asian American community to understand that you did not fall out of a coconut tree. That the anti-blackness rooted in the Asian American community is the Asian American community upholding white supremacy.
You're not going to like my opinion. My opinion as a mother to a Blasian child is I agree with that. I agree with Black people wanting to boycott every single Asian business until our community can get our shit together.
They are trying to start a race riot before the midterm elections. Rick Chow murdered Cyrus Carmack Belton 3 years ago. They're blowing up that story now. As he was on trial and as the verdict was being read, not guilty. And they're covering it in a very racialized way. Top search result for news articles about this is from CNN. And in the first couple of sentences, CNN refers to Cyrus as black teen and clarifies Rick Chow, who is Asian. And now we've got white supremacists on both sides of the divide, both sides, either spewing the whole black people are dangerous, this was Cyrus's fault, or start Asian hate.
My opinion as a mother to a Blasian child is I agree with that. I agree with Black people wanting to boycott every single Asian business until our community can get our shit together. Because as a mother to a Blasian child, I do not want my child going down simply because he is black. The out of here. And even if I didn't have a black child, that would still be my opinion. Because after 35 years, you'd think our community would have learned our lesson on what happened to Latasha Harlins. You'd think that we would have found a way to be in community with Black people. But instead, our community, consistently puts profit over people to the point where a bottle of water that is not even worth $1, a bottle of water that Cyrus did not even take, was the reason for his life being stolen from him. So yeah, all those Asian businesses, all of them, until our community can get their shit together.
Seeing history repeat itself in the Rick Chow case is genuinely disgusting and disheartening. I think what's adding to that feeling is seeing some of the Asian American community's responses on TikTok reacting to people saying they're going to boycott Asian businesses and only deciding to speak on that point. There is so much internalized anti-blackness in the Asian community, and I'm speaking on this as someone who's half Chinese and half black, to the point where someone can literally be murdered in cold blood, and your concern is people online saying they're going to boycott Asian businesses. It's really something to consider, and it runs so deep that I don't even know what to do about it at this point.
Here y'all go talking about another boycott, knowing that it ain't gonna work. I understand what happened with that young man. Yes, he was a child. I understand, but every time we talk about doing a boycott, we're good starters, but we're not good finishers. Okay? Because first of all, we don't have a good rapport with one another. All right? Black people, we do not get along with one another. We don't. We have a very poor relationship, because as soon as you say something smart to me, I'm not going to sit back and I'm not going to just take it in. No, I'm going to say something smart back.
We need to talk about Rick Chow. In 2023, he shot a 14-year-old black boy, Cyrus Carmick Belton. He had shot 2 people prior to this. And I need the Asian American community to understand that you did not fall out of a coconut tree. That the anti-blackness rooted in the Asian American community is the Asian American community upholding white supremacy. AAPI month is over, but we all need a history lesson. Let me go through a couple things. 1, slavery never ended. I will tie everything together, but stay with me. Slavery never ended. It was actually just the modern prison system. 2, US conquest never ended. It's just much easier to do a regime change and control other people's governments. So Korea and the Philippines, I'm talking in broad strokes to make a point. They are glorified US military bases. The US doesn't just hold hard power over these countries, many Asian countries. They also hold soft power because America exports its culture. The bedrock of US culture is capitalism, white supremacy, and because of modern slavery, anti-blackness. So when we tempt Asian immigrants to come to America that have consumed the American dream, The dream, the allure is the proximity to whiteness. But when you get here, at best you're a cog in the capitalist machine, and at worst, you too are a glorified serf, a subsistence farmer, someone who has to work just to survive. And you realize you were tricked by the system. But instead of pushing against the system, because then you would have to admit that you are fallible, that you can be tricked, you instead lean into the oppressive system and uphold the tenets of white supremacy in the United States, because you think that one day you'll be rewarded by this.
Yes, that's something that's been trending on X since like 2 days ago. Start Asian hate. They want black folks to be out in the streets so that they can unleash martial law, so that they can do police brutality. But the thing is, they're gonna get minority police officers who are not black, or perhaps even who are black, to do it. And they want Asians to abandon solidarity, go over to the white supremacy side, and bolster their dwindling conservative numbers. That is to convince us that black folks are so scary that we have no choice but to vote against our own interests, which historically have been aligned with theirs. They have Asians going against affirmative action, which is why we could go to all those fancy schools in the first place. They have Asians being racist to black people, and we're doing it of our own free will, when black people helped us get our rights in the 1960s. And from what I'm seeing, Asian people and black people are being split down the middle. Asian people between solidarity with black people and racism toward black people, and black people split mostly between nonviolence and violence, son for a son type rhetoric. And all of this benefits white supremacy. Around 12,000 black people are still being killed in homicides every year, and around 300 of those are police. I'm not saying that what Rick Chow did wasn't horrible, but why this case? Why now? Think about it.
When it comes to Ricky Chow and his family getting theirs, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear about no solidarity, no black and brown coalitions. I don't want to hear about no Martin Luther King marches, no oppressed peoples. No, we on the same team. We was on the same team during the civil rights movement, helped y'all get over here, and then y'all became the heads of ICE. Same team during Vietnam, didn't go to fight y'all, didn't have no beef then. Y'all came over here, brought over all kinds of nicknames for us, like we was the ones that brought Agent Orange over there. We was on the same team when y'all ripped everything in K-pop, whether it's the sound, the dancing, the styles, the vernacular. And then y'all looked us in the face and figured out 1,000 ways to try to get away with saying the N-word. So yes, I already know how they did his story. And I don't care. I told you my concern is my people. I said I wanted to do what would help us out the most. What I did not say is that I'm finna walk in love and turn the other cheek. I don't believe in white Jesus. We don't even play those games around here. So if the universe and anyone else who wants to does something to Ricky Chow and his folks, you not finna get no complaints from me.
If the black community were united, there would be power. But they're not. They're splintered into different segments of society. That's why Cyrus Carmack Belton, who allegedly took a $1 bottle of water and was by Rick Chow, this right here, who just was found not guilty 30 minutes ago and set to be released soon because he's been in jail for 3 years ever since he was charged. A store owner here in America, this young child, innocent child, over $1 bottle of water that he didn't even take. And here's the splintered black community, because come Friday in the city of New York, 1/4 of New Yorkers will be out, lines around the corner, buying Chinese food. This is the sickness that is in the black community.
So guys, that is the Asian people for you, the Asian Americans. And I know most of you are well aware of this case of a 14-year-old boy, black boy, that was unalived. And you know, the way that case has been handled, everything that has been said on social media, you know, everything that people have come together to say about that case is basically nothing but horrible. Now, making sure that this guilty guy goes unpunished is also a big problem, because how do you get yourself there? Black people have, you know, tried to think through this thing, try to imagine all manner of ways why this person has been let go after doing what he did. And over time, they have just made one decision and it's final for them. Black people are tired. Sometimes before these things happen to you, before you encounter some of the things in this life, you might be quick to judge, you might be quick to point out what you think is not okay about something. But once you experience the situation on your own self, with your friends, with your family, you change your attitude towards it. Yeah. Now, this is a 14-year-old boy that we're talking about. A 14-year-old. This is a minor. There is nothing that someone can say that can justify whatever happened to him. It doesn't matter what he was doing. A 14-year-old child, that is a child, yeah? Now, for someone to go scot-free after all that, it has a lot of message to the black people. And black people have, taken a lot of time to introspect this issue, think about it, think it through. Try to analyze why, why would they do this? They have not had answers up to this point. It is inhuman. It is unacceptable. It is wrong on all levels. It is so wrong, yeah? We're talking about a child. Have you taken time to think about the family of this child? Think about the mother. What must she be going through since that time up to now? And with this kind of judgment, what must she be going through? Have you thought about the siblings, the brothers and sisters to this child? What are they going through? What are they having to endure every single day? The father, the family, the friends, in school, yeah? A lot of people are affected in this case, but it's usually very unfair when someone looks at it from, just a light point of view, without thinking closely about these people that are affected and how your judgment, how your reaction to this is going to affect them. The death of this boy, this little young boy, was already a blow to these people. And now you have come up with something even worse, even greater. The judgment. No explanation whatsoever about why you would even do that. Nothing can justify that kind of action. And hence, black people have decided that they are on their own, yeah? That is what it seems like. They're on their own and they're willing to take the step and be alone. They have decided to boycott the Asian businesses. They have decided to boycott them. Because you cannot be watching that kind of injustice happening to someone and not say something and not help and have no remorse, just continue with your lives as though nothing happened. Black people have watched that and they are fed up. They have had enough. They have decided they are going to boycott the Asian businesses. And I am glad that there are some Asians that quite understand what is happening. They're looking at this situation from a very objective point of view because, as I said earlier, until something happens to you, you cannot be sure of your reaction. Until it happens to you, you will know just how much it hurts. There's some Asians that have come out to, back black people up, talk about it is okay. They think that it's actually a great move because the Asian people, the Asian Americans have lost exactly who they are. They behave as though they are whites. Yeah? They have forgotten who they are. And needless to say, these people have not gone through half the things that black people have gone through in the past. Slavery, as you've heard, never ended. Slavery is on. Slavery keeps being there, and I don't know for how long, but it will still be there. As long as nothing happens, nothing changes, the situation will always beg to remain the same. Now, this crop of Asians are talking about, you know what, let black people do whatever it is that they want to do, because we, as a society of Asian Americans, we have a lot of inner work to do. We have a lot of work to do to make sure that we are able and capable of living with other people. Because this is not how to live with others. This is not how to care for other people. And it's bringing up racial wars, which is not supposed to be the case. Yeah, they are thinking their own people are on the wrong. That whatever they have done is injustice to black people. It is wrong on all manner of ways. Wrong. Unacceptable. However, there are some of them that actually think boycotting their businesses is not the best choice that black people have. They have aired their thoughts, they have said why they think it is not the best decision, but you know, that is to me someone that is speaking from a point of not understanding the kind of pain that black people must be feeling. Black people have gone through so much already. And it hurts to see that the world keeps finding reasons to make them miserable, more unhappy. It hurts that every chance someone gets, someone from the other races, all they think of is hurting black people and causing drama such as this. Something that was supposed to be solved amicably, something that was supposed to be simple, something that was supposed to be easy to do. This is just a 14-year-old. This is a child, it's a minor. You know, when you say 14, it starts to begin to feel as if it's some big age. This is just a child, someone's baby. And this is what happened to him. And you expect these people to not react, to not do anything, to show that they are actually mad at this. It is too much to expect. So I think black people really must come together this time around, boycott the Asian businesses until these things are sorted out, until these things are okay. Yeah, we cannot continue going on like that. It is detrimental to the health of many, the many that have been affected by the death of this young little boy. Their mental health is at stake because of the things that are happening. And as a black community, you have to show by example that these are the kinds of things that you will not accept. And you have to be loud and bold about it. So guys, let me know what you think about this story. And if you have been following it, let me know what your verdict is. Let me know what you think and what must be done for these things to stop happening. What must black people do to make sure that there's a change in this system, in everything, and the way that they run? If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly consider doing that right now. If you have, thank you so much for choosing to be here every other time. You're the reason I keep making these videos, guys. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you're also keeping safe despite everything that is happening. I hope that you are making sure that you take care of yourself first and then others next. Guys, I'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.